Nice start. Ooh, nice. The da-da-da-da, so dangerous. This song has a lot of nice, like, funk into it. With da-da-da-da-da-da. I like the, I guess, like the little bass that they have in with it. Like, no. Nice. Change up in terms of the vibe. 6, 7. Ba da 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 da. Nice. That. Nice change of the textures, man. Quick, and then groove and groove. Oh, let's go flow work. 7, 8. Nice little bit of like grooving using the jack. Woo! Nice hit and sharp and sharp. Like juxtaposing those two different type of textures at the same time. Nice travel. Nice use of the floor going from stage right upstage to make a pathway to downstage. Beautiful ripple. Go bring your eye back upstage again. Coming back to center. Nice use of just them traveling to give some energy as he's like owning his space. Nice run as you go backwards. The pitter patter on that. Like I love the a lot of the change ups with this chorus choreography because it's strong and groove and strong to the floor work. There's so much variety that's happening right now. That's fucking dope, man. Danger, bap, boom. What the hit? Nice. Boom. Love the strong exaggeration with the shoulders. Really feeling the impact there. Nice speed controls. Boom. Bat. Nice big shapes. Nice travel. A lot of energy in their movements. It really feels like it's just like flying off the screen. Bat, bat, boom. So this is what I mean when it comes to like having a little bit of that attack, because they're just doing the moves and placing it, but then there's actually like putting a little bit of punch into it. Not so much overkill, but there's still nice impact in it. They have a lot of good control. I love that part of the choreography. Woo! Damn, doing that in a line formation is nice. Seven, 8. Love the logo. Reminds me, I keep thinking the Michael Jackson song, Dangerous. Okay, first impressions of the choreography. It's hype as hell. Great use of the floor. Great use of textures. Great. Did I say use of the floor already? Like how they varied up the formations, how they went all the way back and then in your face, and then they got your eye traveling from stage left to right, upstage, downstage. Great use of the textures from like very sharp staccato, combined that with a nice groove. The chorus choreography having a lot of variations from quick, fast and sharp to and groove. I hope to God that's making sense, because I'm like I feel like I'm speaking dancer talk right now, but it was a lot of fun. The song it was definitely a lot of hype and energy. It was with some of that funk in there, in my opinion. But yeah, let's go into the analysis. What's going on, everyone? Too lazy to set up the camera or the lights right now. I'm in the middle of editing, but just wanted to remind you guys that to check out the Patreon for exclusive content such as World Streetman Fighter, Kingdom, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we're going to be reacting to exclusively on the Patreon. Again, this is not so much to talk about their fashion and what it looks. It's more so much how does the wardrobe support their choreography? Does it make it look clean? Are they going for individuality? Are they looking for everyone to be cohesive? So based off this hero shot, actually, let's try to see. So based off this, they're definitely going for the whole group being cohesive, meaning everyone's wearing essentially the same for 95% of it, with a little touch of individuality, meaning like wear like different colored shoes, different colored tie, and obviously different colored hair. And with the backup dancers wearing stripes, like essentially wearing the same thing, so they can really just blend in and be the same. So black pants, same shirt, same pants. So essentially there's the for the main group at least, like 95% the same, and with a little bit of individuality. With the upside of this, everyone here, the look is cohesive, the choreography is going to look the same. There's not gonna, and considering it, the jackets look about the same size, like any extra movement that happens from the clothes, like is not gonna be too distracting or add any extra motions. The upside is this, the choreography and the performance is gonna look really clean. The downside is that the uniqueness in terms of like if we watch this on a stage won't, like the individuality won't shine as much. The upside is that this is a video, they're gonna get plenty of camera time to shine, but if you're just watching them from afar, everyone's gonna look the same because everyone's wearing the same thing. Whereas the opposite, if you had everyone wearing different, say we keep this Letterman kind of vibe, but he's wearing blue, he's wearing red, he's wearing yellow, and then we get a lot of visual information that your eyes are trying to get. And but now let's push it even more. Say he's wearing leopard print and he's wearing stripes, red stripes, and he's wearing zebra print. Now there's the individuality is definitely there, but it greatly increases the potential, like one, messiness, but two, visual loudness and imbalance that patterns and colors can bring, because these are kind of like more like cooler colors because it's green, black, definitely a cooler color. But if I bring like an orange here, like randomly over here, it'll be the hottest thing here. And if you focus where my pen is and you just look at there, let's actually just try to match the tone. If you put it here and you stare at that and use your peripheral vision, despite all of them looking cohesive, there's that one hot color there. That's the same thing that happens when other people are wearing a fucking bright red here and no one else is, or a hot pink here and no one else is. It brings visual imbalance in terms of the wardrobe. The upside is that everyone gets to be unique. The downside is that it might make the routine feel uneven or feel a different way because everyone's wearing the same thing. Example, what's going on up here? He's wearing white, which is okay because and then we have majority of like wearing blue here, and then we have this visual balance right here because these guys are wearing blue and these two are wearing brown and white. That's what kind of happens. Now imagine doing all that movement with choreography and whatnot. These guys, see, since they're wearing the same thing, they're doing their job. It frames them perfectly. So that's what I mean in terms of like using the how the colors and the wardrobe and whatnot can help with the cleanliness versus the individuality. It depends on what you're trying to do at the end of the day with your dancers or whoever you're working with. But those are things to take into consideration. Ultimately, beyond all that, make sure that everyone's choreography is on point or the performance is on point, because it doesn't matter how good the lights are, the set is, the wardrobe is. If the base foundation of the product, which is the performance, is shit, no amount of wardrobe or lighting is going to save that. Okay, let's go into this formation review. Okay, let's go right into it. Boom. Nice use of being upstage. Actually, let me just do this so I'm ready to go. Upstage, boom. Great way of like a chaotic explosion from like from this moment right here, and then they bam, bam, bam. Great way to use to spread through the spread across the floor. Boom. And nice charge to the center. Nice travel. Great. I already like how they're using the floor, because they go from upstage to center. Boom. And they don't keep the artists there. They let them be off center, and they actually keep it there. They have his moment. Boom. And then they use kind of a diagonal formation here as a pathway. I like that they're not afraid to go into asymmetry, because a lot of things, the safe thing to do is to keep the artist here the whole time, and the dancers do all the moving, and then the artist just does it, and then that's okay, because it depends on who you're working with and what the artist wants. If they want to fucking go ham on dancing, then like assess their choreography and their capabilities, then see if they're capable of doing it, because obviously if they're singing, you want to make sure that they can obviously execute that. But yeah, nice travel. Oops, to stage left. Boom. And you can see here, as this moment comes up, boom, these guys transition, and you can barely see it because it's very like it's doing its job in terms of the matching colors. It's doing its job in terms of blending and keeping things clean. As you can see, like I can barely tell like the kind of different angles happening, but I know this is a diagonal as he is kind of coming through, using that as a pathway. It also doesn't look like this studio is very wide, so it does look like it has at least a decent amount of depth. So, but yeah, nice use of the floor there, and he's still not all the way center, which is pretty wild. Like, because in terms of like being comfortable in terms of using the space, which is great, because now it gives this guy an opportunity to come from stage right, and have a nice contrast from this very big group to a solo interaction. Boom, boom. Nice moment here together, and then curtain reveal for this group up here. So they're doing a great job of using the floor. They have you like in the beginning, they have you here, then they have you here for a moment, and then they reset, bring your eyes here to stage right, bring you back to center, and then they split you off into this guy, and I'm gonna assume that they charge forward. So really, really good use of the floor. Boom, boom, yep, boom. So it's not charging forward, but that's the charge forward I was expecting. Not, well, what I was expecting, but not how I expected it to be executed, because I was expecting them to run up there. But they definitely take up their time, and they use this as a formation kind of weave. Jump, jump, to come through. And you can see how tiny this spacing is, because these guys were able to jump, 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 and look how little that space was for him, because if he jumped, he might have like gotten elbowed in the hip or some other place. But I love the idea here of just them weaving through, because it's a nice change. The weaving through is nice because we have dark colors and they have light colors here, and it's a nice boom and a nice surprise. It's almost like, I don't know, water like just rushing through like your hands or some shit like that, or if you have sand here and it's just pouring out. That's like the best metaphor I got right now, guys. So okay, but that's the charge I was expecting when they were coming up from upstage. Now they're all up through everything as far as they can to the front. We're not going to talk about the really nice textures and variety in the choreography just yet. That's why I'm just scrubbing through. But yeah, they really like go from upstage and they're like all up in your face. Boom. They come back to center. Great use of the floor. Nice clean V formation to a line. And then boom. I like how everything was nice and symmetrical up until this point where they go into this other. Shouts out to the backup dancers going onto the concrete, and this. And by the way, the jackets of what they're wearing are pretty sick. But boom, again, creating this pathway for him as to go from upstage to downstage, but great use of of coverage from here to here, like, and then using a pathway. That's a lot of space going from the one side of the floor to the other. Because it's one of the ways to make your dancing more dynamic. Because if it's just standing like this the whole time, you're let me backtrack. If it's a center the whole time, it can get boring. Which is why you want to move it. Stage right, stage left, and it's the same thing with choreography. If it's standing the whole time, it can get boring. You raise your hand, make a level, or make it go down a level, or be lying down. Variety helps make your dancing more entertaining and more dynamic, in my opinion. But yeah, in terms of moving the floor, I mean, just walking from one side to the other, or make a triangle from upstage to here to here. Again, just makes your dancing movement with the choreography makes it more dynamic. So nice diagonal, boom, da 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 da, a nice ripple to kind of reset you going upstage again as he does his thing, comes back to center. Nice use of chaos, just simple running. It gives a lot of energy. See, look how it is right here in this frame. It gives a little, it gives depth because there's a foreground and background. And it feels like we're there in a sense, but also gives, again, that extra energy. It would still, imagine this shot right here without all the extra movement. This is going to be a very different video without all that running. Just that. Different vibe. It's just more performance, and which is still good because he's just giving off his energy, which is, the thing what you want. It just adds a different thing, seeing that extra energy and foreground and background elements happening. Same thing with the on stage. So it goes here, nice aisle formation to a V, to a slow-mo run, pitter patter. Nice subtle travel from slightly upstage, and then they bring it up slightly more upstage, downstage. Very smooth and subtle formation change using the choreography as he comes up, and we form this pyramid formation. Nice switch. So I like how these K-pop groups, they use a lot of their choreography to make way for the next person to sing. Man, yeah, I love how they just take over the all the way to downstage and bring it back. They really use the floor. Back to center. Simple standard formations here. Nice dynamics. Again, not afraid to just direct our attention to one side of the stage. So going all the way to stage left, boom, boom, boom. Everyone committing, and nice use of the levels here. He's low, everyone's up, boom, almost like a lever, giving him life, boom. Back to center to set this pyramid formation. Nice ripple, but. And now we have this huge block formation where everyone's spread out across the floor, which is nice because it's very empowering, very intimidating, because because the floor is so full. It kind of feels like it's a whole ass army on stage. Back to a pyramid formation. I think these those type of formations in a clump where everyone's kind of close can make the moves feel very mesmerizing. Yeah, they do a lot of variations of from a V, pyramid, block. You go to this line, obviously for that part of the choreography. Chill, 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 and here comes the ending pose. Bam. I think it looks like they finish how they start, right? Which is, I think, clever. Yeah, pretty much for the most part, yeah. Okay, let's go into this choreography review. So definitely starts off right off the bat in terms of intrigue, kind of low energy, not like so much an explosive move. So again, for those of you guys watching watching me for the first time on YouTube, much like this video, like any content you watch, whether it's a book, a short, movie, we have to hook the audience within the first however many seconds, or 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, to give them a reason why to be invested to watch. And it's no different with dance. You either can start with something very explosive and entertaining, or something cool, which is very character driven, or something with mystery. These guys give a kind of a cool mystery, like mysterious vibe in terms of like, who are these guys? Or you can start off with something very abstract, with something which is like a very weird pose, which is out of the like ordinary, and like someone like 30 people standing on their heads. So they're definitely starting off in like strong character but low energy. So, and then build up, and then they kind of explode. Again, very different from someone who's high energy and they keep it there. So, but you want to keep in mind in terms of routines as you watch this, like from here they have moments of they chill, rise up, but they bring it down, but not all the way down, because you're going to lose them, just enough to have a contrast when they bring it back up again. Same thing with people who start off with crazy like high energy. They bring it down so that way when they bring it back up, they can really raise the energy. Because if you're high energy the whole time, it can get monotonous, overstimulating, and also boring, even regardless of how high energy the track is. Because if it's like 3 minutes of the same thing, it's gonna get boring. Okay, regardless of how hype it is. So you have to give people variety. But love that. So I love that what's happening here. Ooh! I love the bounce. Dun dun dun. So dangerous, dangerous. Dun dun dun. So dun dun dun. You hear that? Dun 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 dun. Like nice musicality on that. Dun 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 dun. Ooh! You hear that as well? Like just that on musicality. Dun dun dun. Okay, and let's bring all the music back. So now you can hear what they're hitting with the music. Don't da 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 don't 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 ba. Very hype, like more like character based choreography, just having them move. Da 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 ba ba boom. You hear that? Boom boom boom. Very interesting choice of like, you hear that all those claps happening and they keep it slow there. You like typical, like I say choreography, like for dancers, you would want to hit the da 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 da. But I like how they kept it slow here. Da 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 da. 6, 7. Ooh, God. Just the funk in this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So I think they're really writing the vocals on that. Let's backtrack. Da 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 da. Surrender. Yeah, like definitely writing a lot of the lyrics, but there's so much funk and variety in how they're doing it, because like they're going big, 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 and then groove and groove, groove and groove, chill and groove. Just the variety and do boom, hit, boom, hit. So they are bouncing back and forth between the lyrics and the beat. So let's see. Do the what? Boom, ba, ba, ba. So, and then you hear the vocals on that, and then hear your the drums. Da, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, ba, ba. I love that. A quick up and groove to the front. And then this chill moment here. Bah. So like a nice big shape. And then very chill tap and tap. Again, the variety they have for this chorus is a lot of fun. Boom. And they're going again, sharp, strong, sharp, bah. Boom. Chill and chill. Quick move, quick and chill and chill. And then they go to this friggin' knee spin, drop, back, arch up. Everyone's doing it in their own way. I don't blame you because I fucking hate this move. Oh, this is actually a really cool windbreaker. So, so boom, and to the back. He's kind of, again, this might be a spacing issue, but honestly, I like how he's doing it because it just feels more economical because I'm just boom, step, and then up. These guys, this cool move, just like effort in terms of like back end and up. Yeah. Yeah, it is a shame it's not red, black, or white, but this is still pretty fire. It matches with their theme. Hey, this part is so dope because they're doing back. They're switching their feet. Boom, nice footwork right there. Kind of like a heel toe or kind of shuffle, but they're not stepping forward. They're just doing a switch, kind of almost like walking backwards with a hop. It's hard to explain it in words, but we're doing every move. Every they do a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the feet, the foundation is like a 1 2 3, but what I like is the additional stuff that they're doing at the up top is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, which adds a nice sharp chill, sharp smooth. Shouts out to these guys committing to just go to, I don't know, this random container yard and they're just like on the floor. Interesting Ripple. So Ripple, there was no exact like moment of like when the Ripple is gonna get hit. So they all got different poses. So normally there's kind of like an indication like of a. But I'm hearing those parts of the, I guess, snare going in. So but it makes sense in terms of like leading your eye. And this ripple's pretty straightforward because you just make sure you see the minute you see someone in front of you move, you just do your part. Because that way you're not having to rely too much on the counts. You just make sure you move as quickly as possible, and it gets there by the proper count. So, nice. So I love like the big dramatic hits happening. So boom, nice, kind of like pop star Power Ranger stance. Boom, hit. Like there's a lot of weight in their moves. Boom, boom, hit. Like the nice little kind of ricocheting happening. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh, I like that. Boom, tick, 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 boom, tick, tick, tick. I don't know if I already brought that up, but tick, 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 boom, tick, tick, tick. Like very like subtle. I don't know what part of that is. And then and I like how it matches like just how the tone, the choreography matches this tone of the song. It goes because it kind of, we have this kind of funky beat rhythm happening, and boom, sounds like it sounds like an entrance for a WWE wrestler. Nope, not there. Yeah, definitely in the drums and the tick tick tick. Here. Boom tick 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 boom tick tick boom boom. See, you hear that a lot of that extra stuff. Like normally, like again, dance choreography, you go wild with that. But with this, they're just being economical to have them like economical just performing here. And then they obviously use that da 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 da, which makes sense. It's simple and effective and visual because it's happening so fast. Da 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 da. I love this chorus choreography, man. What is he doing with his hands? Okay, he's like, no, 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 not in my house. Again, just shouts out to the textures, man. 7. Quick, quick, up and groove and down and up. Groove, groove and boom. Sharp and sharp and sharp and boom, boom. Da, 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 and 1 and 2 and quick and chill. Hit. See, like just the difference in like how they're moving. Complete different vibe change here, which slow, longer move, bigger, longer movements. Also a nice moment for them to kind of take a breath, relax. Maybe not relax. 7. Just love the exaggeration in the shoulders here. Boom. Like look at that difference of like the shoulder up. Okay, and then when he brings the shoulder down, like just the counterbalancing. Boom. Back. Boom. See, that's what I mean, like in terms of a nice anticipation or contrast, because his shoulder, even though it's not hitting on the main beat, it's really high, but when it hits the beat, it's much more noticeable. Much like if you want to do like something explosive, like you want to have a little bit of like a contrast. Like you don't want to do a standing level and do like then a jump because you're already up here. What would be better is like if you're standing level, and then you go down, and then you go up, because now your eyes go ba ba, like down and then up. As cool as this was in the video, I like this visual contrast here in terms of this shape. All lyrics right there. Da, 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 da. Come on, come on. Yeah. Come on. I wonder what this would look like if we took those claps out real quick. I'm just curious. Certainly doesn't have as much punch in it, does it? Because the claps just are building so much anticipation. Bah, bah. And helps with the impact with the choreography once they do it. He's getting it, man, right here, just grooving. Like the little face scrunch. I like something about the simple, just like at least look at the camera and at the camera and like do a little bit of a smile, or like at least as long as you're not blank faced, that you're doing a good job. I love this sequence so much, man. Ooh. Yeah. All right, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let's hop on to the next one.